Barcelona may be cruising toward La Liga title, but Real Madrid have a cup double in reach with Benzema. Karim Benzema scored a second consecutive hat-trick as Real Madrid hammered Barcelona 4-0 at Spotify Camp Nou on Wednesday to set up a Copa del Rey final against Osasuna in May. Benzema, who also netted a treble against Real Valladolid at the weekend, scored 3 times in the second half to silence the home crowd of over 94,000 and book Madrid's place in their first domestic cup final since 2014. Vinicius Jr had earlier opened the scoring on the stroke of halftime to level the tie on aggregate after Barcelona's narrow 1-0 win in the first leg of the Copa semi-final last month. Madrid end Clásico drought to reach final. Barcelona had won the last 3 meetings between the two sides and started the game well despite missing 4 of their key players in Andreas Christensen, Frenkie de Jong, Pedri and Ousmane Dembele through injury. Despite zipping the ball around nicely, though, they lacked a punch in the final third in a match, which threatened to spill over at times. Gavi and Vinicius nearly came to blows in a fiery first half. Alejandro Balde was a threat at left back and it was his cross which almost led to an opening goal. Robert Lewandowski's crisp shot was saved by Thibaut Courtois, though, and 30 seconds later Madrid led. Vinicius broke and his shot, after collecting the ball from Benzema, squeezed over the line despite the best efforts of Jules Koundé to keep it out. Madrid led on the night, but the tie was level on aggregate. A raucous home crowd, who had earlier chanted Lionel Messi's name amid rumors of a possible return, tried to rally their team after the break. It had little effect, though, as Barca fell apart. Luka Modric set up Benzema for the second and a Franck Kessie foul on Vinicius gave the Frenchman the chance to score his second from the penalty spot and sentence the tie. Benzema's third goal came late on with space increasingly opening up as Barca desperately chased something. It is Madrid, therefore, who advanced to the final against Osasuna in Seville in May. They will go into that game as massive favorites, 9 years since they last won this competition. Benzema fueling hopes of a cup double. Real Madrid's defeat to Barca just before the international break in La Liga left Los Blancos 12 points behind them in La Liga. The league title, no one would argue, is almost certainly heading back to Camp Nou for the first time since 2019. More importantly, though, it keeps Madrid on track for a cup double. In addition to the Copa del Rey final, they are still in the fight for the Champions League. Next week, they host Chelsea in the first leg of their quarterfinal tie as they look to retain the trophy. With Benzema in this form, they cannot be ruled out. This was his first ever hat-trick against Barcelona and his second in 4 days, suggesting his form is peaking just at the right moment. He now has 25 goals in all competitions and is supported by the brilliant Vinicius. The Brazilian's goal here saw him join Mohamed Salah as the only players from Europe's top 5 leagues with at least 20 goals and 10 assists in all competitions this season. Will La Liga success be enough for Barca? Barca were their own worst enemy at times on Wednesday. They conceded on the stroke of halftime when perhaps they should have been focused on getting to the break with their first leg lead intact. They then fell apart in the second half with a performance not dissimilar from some of their recent humiliations in Europe. The Copa del Rey is not Barcelona's priority and La Liga is considered much more important, but being dumped out by rivals Real Madrid, and in such an emphatic manner at home, will hurt a lot. Especially so if Madrid now go on to win the competition. Barca fans won't even want to imagine Madrid ending the campaign with another European trophy. It slightly shifts the narrative on their league success. While they are sailing to a first domestic title in 4 years, they have now come up short in the Champions League, the Europa League and the Copa del Rey, dumped out by Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Manchester United and now Madrid. Super Cup success against Madrid and La Liga form shows improvement, but there is plenty of room for improvement and reflection before next year. So guys, hopefully you have liked this video, and if you liked this video, subscribe our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon for latest updates.